Alright, people. Sorry about the hair. I go to bed looking like Johnny Knoxville and wake up looking like Jimmy Neutron. This week, on Foot on Film, we are talking about Sherlock Holmes. Holmes! Really good movie. I liked it a lot. It's got Robert Downey Jr., who's been in a lot of movies this year. A hell of a lot of movies. He's done a lot. He's one of my favorite actors. Jude Law plays Watson. Obviously, his right-hand man, does a lot of cool things. Rachel McAdams plays the only girl to ever outsmart Sherlock Holmes, I think is what that would be called. And then Mark Strong plays the villain, the bad guy, Lord Blackwood, in this film. Overall, the movie was really cool. Specifically, Sherlock Holmes is a genius, is a mastermind. He during the start of the movie, he kind of solves a big case, and then that's the end of it. So he's kind of house-ridden, doesn't want to go anywhere. His intellect has nothing to do, so he works on things and tinkers with things, and he tries to make a silencer for a gun and ends up shooting holes in everything. He's always experimenting on the dog. And then Watson comes in and tries to get him involved in this other case, and he doesn't want to do it. But we also see that Watson and Holmes will no longer be working together at the end of this film. And after this case, which was their last case, they won't be working together anymore. So you're kind of like, wow, well that's kind of weird. Watson's there, and Watson wants to run off and get married to some lady. Other cool things about Sherlock Holmes was the fact how he breaks down all the fighting scenes. He shows exactly what he's about to be doing in the fighting scenes, and it shows in his mind kind of thing of how he breaks down a fight and how he finds a weakness for the people he's fighting, which is really cool. It's a really cool thing to do. The bad guy, Lord Blackwood, is supposedly hung and then comes back from the dead, and he convinces everyone that what he's doing is magic. He's just magical, and he says it's like a book of spells that he uses for everything. So you're like, is he really doing it? Is he not? Of course, Sherlock Holmes doesn't think so, and Watson kind of does. As far as the fighting stuff goes, I already told you about that, but there's also special effects, and there's normal fighting. He kind of encounters this kind of 7-foot tall Norwegian looking fellow, and nothing he seems to do seems to work on him. He uses other methods to dispose of him, but the special effects in this movie are really cool. They're kind of subtle, you don't notice them a lot, but then in the big stuff you can kind of, the big stuff is really noticeable. There's slight explosions and stuff going on, but it's a really intricate film. It's got a really cool storyline. Robert Downey Jr. plays his part perfectly as Sherlock Holmes. He's never too worried about stuff that's going on. He's just kind of sitting there in the moment. He knows he's smarter than everyone, so he kind of plays that off, and they know they're smart. They think that they're smart at outsmarting him, but really they're not. Mark Strong plays one of the best villains I've seen in all this year. Just very simple. He always thinks he's a step ahead, and he always seems to be a step ahead. He plays his part perfectly, and he predicts everything that's about to happen, and kind of throws Sherlock Holmes off for a loop. Alright, so I guess I'll just skip right to the rating. Overall, this movie had really cool special effects, good acting on the parts of Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. I do like in the end how they kind of set up for Sherlock Holmes' ultimate nemesis. If you don't know who that is, I'm not going to tell you who it is because that would kind of ruin all the fun. But if you know who that is, they set it up perfectly for if there was going to be a sequel for this movie, that the ultimate nemesis would be there. You don't really get to see his face, he's really mysterious. He doesn't play a big role in this movie, but his role is to reveal who he is towards the end of the movie. And it was really cool. Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. work well together in this movie. Rachel McAdams plays her part perfectly. She kind of tricks Holmes a couple times, and Holmes ended up tricking her a couple times, and it's just a weird relationship that those two seem to have. Blackwood, Mark Strong, did a great job. So overall, I would say you have to go see this one in theaters. Definitely go see it in theaters. If you don't see it in theaters, wait till it comes out and you rent it or whatever. But it's a buy or go see in theaters. Because it's out in theaters now, but when it comes out to DVD, you should buy it because it's a good movie. Guy Ritchie does a lot of really cool films. If you like this movie, go check out his other films. Not saying they're going to be anything similar to this one, but I like the way he directs things. Rock and Rolla, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Revolver, just Snatch. Lots of good films by Guy Ritchie. Go watch them. On a side note, Robert Downey Jr. is also going to be starring in another movie, which the trailer just came out for, and it was actually when I went to sell it in theaters. It was one of the trailers. Iron Man 2 is going to be coming out, and they made a couple changes to it. Some people aren't the same people, like the military guy who was once Terrence Howard is now Don Cheadle. Little bit of a change, but you know what? On the movie posters, you get to see War Machine. In the trailer, War Machine is a badass. Mickey Rourke plays Whiplash, the new bad guy, kind of a Russian guy. It's just strange. I will link you to the trailer, but Iron Man 2 looks awesome. Sherlock Holmes, it's definitely a go see in theaters. That's all for this week.